My piggy bank was empty. I guess I can't help.
There are many things you can do to help. First, you can save some money for next time.
This is Caleb and Sophia. It was a TV show or a propaganda cartoon for children created by Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, as far as I can tell, this guy right here, name of Tony Morris, ex-governing body member now, was just fired not too long ago, was kind of leading the project in large part. Now, as I said, he was fired recently. We don't really have a lot of information on why yet, but you can bet I'll be talking about it when I find any information out. Well, he's been leading the charge on this Caleb and Sophia thing. He's even released clips of him talking about it and why he wanted to do this for children and all this other stuff. We're going to watch some of that in a second. But in his honor, since he was fired from the governing body, I wanted to go back through Caleb and Sophia as a series from 1 to 46, I think, or 47. We're on 47 now. I did this years and years ago, but actually I skipped some. So we're going to go through all of them, including the ones that I skipped, the music ones and everything, beginning to end. This is part 1 of that series. To start out, let's listen to Tony Morris's message to families or whatever about why he wanted to do a Caleb and Sophia series. This is actually an extra. It's technically number 47, lesson number 47, titled A Message to Your Family by Tony Morris.
Some of the greatest joys we experience in life
are your mom.
Are as a result of a happy family life.
I was close.
But living in these hectic last days, achieving such happiness is very difficult.
Right, so if you don't know Jehovah's Witnesses theology, they believe that the end is going to be here any 5 minutes now, basically, and they really lean into that.
The governing body deeply appreciates you hardworking parents and all that you're doing to try to help your children find a rich, satisfying life. As a parent, I remember the challenge we faced trying to develop love for Jehovah in the hearts of our 2 little boys.
You mean program unquestioning loyalty into the governing body members who speak for Jehovah, right? Is that what you mean?
We used the tools available, the Bible, Watchtower articles, and then in 1978, how thrilled we were to receive my book of Bible stories.
Oh my God, dude, I remember this book. It was deeply disturbing. They had some real disturbing in this book. This came out in 1978, and I think it stayed in circulation in Jehovah's Witness circles until the early to mid 2000s or something. I grew up with it, and oh my God, the pictures in that will scar you for life. Maybe I'll read that version of the Bible storybook on my Telltale Reads YouTube channel soon. There's actually a shirt for sale. I'm kind of beating myself up for not coming up with this idea personally, but I've seen a shirt out there that is colored the same exact way. It's yellow with red text, and it says, "My Book of Horror Stories," or something like that. It's pretty funny. I can't in good conscience take a shirt from somebody, and start selling it on my own. Here you go. My Book of Horror Stories for ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. Only ex-Jehovah's Witnesses will get it, but oh, it's so good. I love it. I love it. Anyway, let's keep listening.
What a godsend this proved to be.
It scarred children for generations, so.
Over the years, the governing body has provided many additional teaching aids to help our young ones, and we have no intention of stopping there. It is a fact that animated videos capture the interest of little ones.
So right now he's talking about the easiest way to propagandize and brainwash children.
Can be a powerful teaching tool. Hence, it's my privilege on behalf of the governing body to introduce to you a new animated video series entitled Become Jehovah's Friend. This is just a preview of what we have in store for you in the future. Children can learn so much during their formative years. The lessons they learn at a very young age can make an impression that lasts a lifetime. It is our prayer that this new series will help your children to learn to make God's heart rejoice. We love you very much.
Dude, he is so creepy.
But our love for you is just a reflection of Jehovah's great love for you and your little ones. May they learn, develop, and grow to become Jehovah's friend.
God, so creepy, dude, honestly. So, yeah, he was a governing body member at the time. Tony Morris. He was fired. We don't know why yet. God, I cannot wait to find out. It's eating me up. I need to know. There's speculation, again, complete and total speculation, that he is going to be arrested for covering up CSA. The Pennsylvania Attorney General filed charges against and arrested 9 Jehovah's Witnesses, some elders, and 2 circuit overseers. I'm talking early February 2023 when this happened. Arrested a bunch of them and announced that a 10th arrest is on its way. And that's like a week before Tony Morris was fired from the governing body. So, like I said, total speculation. I probably shouldn't even be saying this publicly because it's so speculative. But there's been talk of maybe Tony Morris was at fault for all of that, helped cover that up. Maybe he's the 10th arrest. Maybe he knows who the 10th arrest is and he, hid it from everybody. I don't know. But yeah, a lot's happening right now. So we'll see what happens in the near future. Anyway, let's go through this Caleb and Sophia series, shall we? See what they have to say. These are messages for young children. These are the lessons that they wanted children to learn. Lesson 1, obey your parents. Seems innocuous and straightforward and honest and like a good idea, right? That's how propaganda works. It applies to everybody, seemingly, but it slips little messages in here and there without people noticing, really. Let's see what they had to say. Like, the storyboarding alone is pretty impressive. The animation in this first episode was kind of piss poor, but, this is not bad, but the character animation style was terrible. But the storyboarding, like, the way they jump into the story this way is actually really impressive. Everything is in-house, by the by, with these people. They don't outsource any of this. They don't hire contractors. Nothing. These people all started from scratch, learned how to do this stuff, and did it in-house. This right here is Pixar level, in my opinion. This is like some Wile E. Coyote shit right here. I remember my mom showing this to Alpha Force Zero back in the day. And I didn't even realize at the time. I was still, kind of on the outside, but I wasn't super opposed to Jehovah's Witnesses yet because I didn't realize how deep the programming went. They got to get them young as humanly possible. Hitler literally said and did that. Get them as young as possible, you'll have them for life. He started kids out with the Hitler Youth, Every religious organization, or just about everyone, recognized that and did the exact same thing. Just disgusting, man. So the mom is doing what a good Jehovah's Witness wife should do, which is clean and take care of the house, basically, while the husband is doing what a good Jehovah's Witness husband should do, which is bring in money. Okay?
For dinner. I just cleaned the house, so remember, take your shoes off.
Okay, Mom. We're clear for landing. Yeah!
So the character models are bad, really bad, but generally the animation is actually really, really good. And the music is really well done also.
Caleb! Did Mommy tell you to take off your shoes?
Yes.
Mom worked very hard to clean the house today. How will she feel when she sees this?
So this one feels like an innocuous message, right? Just obey your parents. I don't really have a problem with anything that's happened so far, except for the fact that they're trying to brainwash children. That's really my main complaint.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
I know. Let's clean this up together. So that was a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you had listened to Mommy, you wouldn't have had to do all that work. My son.
Dude, this guy's eyebrows look like caterpillars sitting on his face. This is weird. Did they try to draw the eyebrows on individually, like each individual hair, and then fail miserably? Is that what happened?
My son, when we tell you to do something...
And now they're gone. What's going on with this dude's eyebrows?
It's because we love you. We want the best for you. Remember what we learned in family worship?
And here comes the Jehovah's Witness stuff. You know, when Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door, they commonly bring their children because they want their children to be involved in door knocking from an early age. And if you happen to have a child with you, or if they've set up a system where they're visiting you every week to study their books with you or whatever, and they know that you have a kid, they will intentionally bring a kid with them so that the two kids can sit in the corner and chat. And when that happens, when the two kids get together, the Jehovah's Witness one will sit down with the non-Jehovah's Witness kid and show them these cartoons because they know kids love cartoons. They know this will keep them entertained. And they slip messages like this in. They claim it's just good messages, moral messages for anybody. In reality, it is very intentionally, specifically set up to brainwash children who are vulnerable to this kind of thing, who don't know better, who don't have the mental fortitude yet to recognize it for what it is, pure unadulterated manipulation. And we keep listening here. So family worship.
What we learned in family worship. It is here in Ephesians. What chapter is that?
6?
Right, very good.
Reinforcing the idea that it's a good thing to be able to identify Bible verses and chapters, trying to reinforce that the Bible is a good thing, and knowing it and being able to recognize different parts is good. This is all positive reinforcement that the children are receiving.
Right, very good. This is what Jehovah wants you to do. Children, that's you, Caleb. Be obedient to your parents, that it may go well with you.
Yeah, so this is just a good life lesson. Be obedient to your parents, or at least listen to them. Do what they tell you to do. I feel like obedient is kind of a weird word to use here, but either way, do what your parents tell you, right? That's a good message for anybody, but it's framed in a way that reinforces the Jehovah's Witness belief system. That's the problem. These videos are not designed for anybody, really. They're designed for children who they want to be members of Jehovah's Witnesses, who they want to be part of the religion. That's what this is. It's propaganda designed to brainwash children.
Be obedient to your parents, that it may go well with you. That's why you should always listen to Mom and Daddy.
Look at the animation here. I know that not everyone's into animation, but watch the dad's hair right above his ear where my mouse is, if you can see it. Watch.
Obedient to your parents, that it may go well with you.
It's like it's flashing almost. I've done a little bit of animation in OpenGL programming and stuff. I'm assuming that they set this part of his hair to be reflective for one reason or another, and they set a light source over here in the corner, like near where the camera is. And when he turned his head this way, it reflected with the light source. I don't know. It's just poor animation that it flickered like that. I guess it's early. Their animation does get a lot better, and they just changed their animation style recently, too.
Go well with you. That's why you should always listen to Mom and Daddy.
Dinner's ready. Come and eat.
Come on, let's go get some food.
Okay, Dad.
Whoop!
Move it over here.
Okay.
Beep, beep, beep. Okay, stop. What? Beep, beep, beep. Hey, you almost hit me. Sorry. Release the marbles.
That little bastard.
What a mess! Caleb, it is time for family worship. Get your book.
The mom is miffed, straight up miffed. This is reinforcing that they should be doing family worship. If a child in the house has not done family worship or doesn't do it or whatever, which, by the way, if you're not familiar, it's just where they sit down for like an hour per week or per day, depending on how spiritual the family is, and they study something. They read the daily text, or they read the magazines, or part of the Bible, or whatever, for like that hour of time. They're reinforcing it in young children's minds. So when the kid walks away from this video here, they'll ask their parents why they don't do family worship. It's a way of using the children to reinforce the parents' devotion to the church, basically. They do this kind of thing right here all the time. They use kids to reinforce devotion to the church. They use every part of the family. They have videos for teenagers, too. They have magazines that adults are supposed to wear or supposed to read. God, supposed to wear? Why would I say something like that? That's kind of weird. They have something for every age, for every gender, for everything. Every person in the religion has their own specific thing that they're supposed to read or watch or whatever that will reinforce the belief system for them personally. It's predatory. I'm sorry. Somebody says, correction, not every gender, just male and female. I appreciate that Night Song. You're absolutely right. That was a misspeak. Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses do not support the idea that anybody can be anything other than their very narrow definition of absolutely everything. So yeah, I probably should have mentioned that. Thank you for the correction there. So anyways, they're going to get ready for family worship, right?
Get your book. And pick up all these marbles. Someone could get hurt.
Guess he's miffed. So he's going to refuse to pick him up, I guess, right?
Always listen to Mom and Daddy.
Really interesting storyboarding and animation style, right? Ooh, now the parents are miffed. Wow, that was pretty. I don't think it happens that quickly. A spark just touched the bear and it went up in flames? What? Okay. It was a flashback. Or a daydream, I guess, not a flashback. You know what I find really interesting, though? Look at the mom here. She's wearing a dress now. A minute ago, she was not wearing a dress, right? She's wearing pants and a shirt. And she says, we're going to get ready for family worship, so you need to come in here and clean yourself up and all that. This is a subtle way of saying you should be dressed up for family worship, right? This is propaganda, as I said. And as such, every piece of it, literally every frame, is intentionally designed for a very specific purpose. It's here for a reason. Every single frame. What's the reason? In this case, I would say they're trying to form out the culture to be one where even family worship is something that you dress up for. They dress up this way for the meetings and going in service, door knocking. I guess they want you to do it for family worship too.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you for obeying.
It's just weird, man. Okay, kids shouldn't obey their parents. They should not show obedience. It's just a weird word with weird connotations, okay? They should listen to their parents and do what they tell them. But why are they so obsessed with obedience? For what it's worth, the next one is titled Obey Jehovah, the next episode. I don't know, man. There's something that doesn't sit right with me. It's just Jehovah's Witnesses use the word obedience constantly. And growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, I remember hearing from them constantly that I'm supposed to obey my parents and Jehovah and the elders and everybody. It's just something not quite right about it. Now she's going to give him some positive reinforcement for obeying his parents.
Now, let's hurry up. Your sister and dad are waiting for us.
Sophia, what do you see in this picture? Oh, good. Now everybody's here. Let's say a prayer to begin family worship.
So this is interesting. It doesn't appear that Caleb is dressed in a suit, but the mom is in a dress, and Sophia appears to be in a dress also. This is a proto version, an early version of Sophia over here. So the women are in dresses, but the men are not. Are not dressed up. That's weird, right? I mean, I guess the dad kind of has a dress shirt on, but not Caleb. Interesting. Like I said, every frame of this is propaganda. I'm just trying to figure out like what message they're trying to give with the mom and Sophia being in dresses here. Weird. So that was episode 1. Obey your parents. There's a song one. It's called Lesson 3, Pray Anytime. It's 1 minute, 22 seconds long. I've never heard this, or I've never played this before on air.
Anytime, anywhere I can pray, and Jehovah will hear what I say.
Wow, this is a totally different character than the one we saw a minute ago. You know, Sophia sitting there, she had darker hair. This is kind of light brown.
When each morning I wake, I remember to take just a moment to thank Him for this day, for the wonders I find on the way.
I guess the point they're trying to make here is you should be thanking Jehovah for everything that you see in the world. You should be praying to him and communicating regularly, so on and so forth, right?
In my mind, in my heart, I can pray. Even when there's a crowd and I can't pray out loud, still Jehovah will hear me anyway. Anytime.
So right there, look at what just happened. She walked over, she said, even when there's a crowd, I can't pray out loud. I can still talk to Jehovah or whatever, right? So she grabs her lunch, she sits down with other children, closes her eyes to pray, sits silently, and it's confusing and weird to everybody around her, which just opened up an opportunity for her to preach to all of the other children, right? This is a subtle way of telling children to sit down and make a spectacle of the fact that you are a Jehovah's Witness. They tell you this straight up. This isn't like something that I have to read into this message anyways. They tell you to make a spectacle of it. The school that you go to is your territory. Okay, there are areas of towns or cities or whatever that normal Jehovah's Witnesses do not have access to. Gated communities and people who are never home because they're busy. They're always at work, right? Or, you know, they work night shift or something, so you'll never actually run into them. The school is your territory. It's your opportunity to reach these families that wouldn't otherwise be able to be reached. That's what they tell you as a child. Between the ages of 5 and 18, it's your responsibility to spread the word to these people. And here's a perfect way of doing it. Make a spectacle of yourself by praying in front of everybody, sitting down next to children, closing your eyes, and praying to Jehovah, so that it draws attention to you and you have an opportunity to spread the word to them. And by the way, Tony Morris, the guy who made this or who orchestrated this or whatever, I don't know, planned this or whatever, governing body member that's just fired, he has explicitly said, if you don't spread the word and you had the opportunity to, you're blood guilty. It tantamount to murder. You basically murdered this person because they're not going to make it through Armageddon because of you. And you won't make it through Armageddon either if you have blood on your hands.
Only God, as he looks at your hands in here and all those that are tied in, does he see blood there? The humans sitting next to you, they might have an idea because they know you well and you haven't been out in service in weeks. Well, guess what? Most likely God's seeing some blood all over your hands. If your hands are not clean because you've been out warning, then they have blood on them and you're going to lose your life.
The emotional manipulation against children is off the charts. Telling you.
Anytime, anywhere, I can pray, and Jehovah will hear what I say. In the night he will hear when I call, he is near. Anytime, anywhere, I can pray.
Okay, well, that was the end of it, I suppose. Interesting. This is also a subtle hint that you should be praying before bedtime, right? Not even so subtle, honestly. You should pray before lunch at school, pray on the school bus, pray when you sit down after school to have a snack, and hell, while you're at it, eating the snack, read a Jehovah's Witness book. It should permeate your life in every way, shape, and form. It should take over literally everything. And before bed, you should pray too. That's the point. They just portrayed this child praying throughout the day. 5 different times, is that right? As soon as she wakes up, she prays. When she gets to the table to eat breakfast, she prays. So that's 2. When she's waiting at the bus stop, she prays. When she eats lunch at school, she prays. That's 4. When she's on the bus going home, that's 5. When she's eating a snack after school, she prays. That's 6. Before bed, that's 7. They want this to permeate literally every part of your life. They want this to take over. They don't want you to have, anything extra to do in your life. They want Jehovah's Witnesses to be everything about your life, everything you think about. They want every action you take to point back to their religion. That's what this is all about, and it's honestly disgusting to me. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Quick reminder, don't forget to check out my website, owenmorgan.com. I would appreciate that very much. Just go to my website. When you go there, a little pop-up appears, says, subscribe to my email list right here. Just give me your name. It's optional. And give me your email address, and you will get access to early, complete, some ad-free videos every single week. You can also check out the website itself for some of this stuff. Like if you want access to ad-free videos or whatever. This one hasn't released yet, and neither has this one as of this moment. So I have some early releases on my website, and it's an aggregator. So you can look at all videos released the week of February 26th. Just click that in the sidebar there. You can look at all of my main channel's videos. This video hasn't released yet either. Oh, no, it releases in 14 minutes, actually. That's funny. It has 108 views at this immediate moment before it releases. So, yeah. March 5th, the week of March 5th, it lists every video released for that week that's up here so far. So, go to my website, sign up for my newsletter, and, access early stuff that's ad-free. Pretty useful.